Yo, what is up? Let's get started with another beat. Today we're going to be doing something different. This is my second video to the new channel, so I kind of want to introduce all the ideas, and then, as time goes on, we'll eliminate some ideas. It's basically just testing time right now. Yeah, let's go ahead and get started. So this is a pre-made beat. It's a J.Cole type beat, as you can see by the title. I'm going to walk you through all the instruments, all the sounds individually, how it came about getting that sound, so on and so forth. But yeah, hopefully you guys learn a lot. Hopefully you guys like the beat, but it's a fairly simple beat. It's sort of like a lo-fi, not really, it's just more like a J.Cole type beat, so it's really relaxed. It flows well, it's smooth, and there's not much to it. So without further ado, let's get started. Alright, so for like the main melody, right? We have this piano. This piano I actually downloaded from a track on YouTube. Should pop up now. And this track, what I did was I opened it up on Edison. There we go. Right, so here is the actual piano, right? This is a video. Then click this button and I hold it, and you can drag drag the clip, whatever you have, anywhere really. Basically all I did was I did a drag and drop onto this little box, right? And once you have the sound clip into this box, you're gonna click this little button that looks like a marker, right? Or it is a marker. And you're gonna click it, it's gonna drop down, you go to auto slice and then medium grid slicing. Right? What it's gonna do is gonna separate little small chunks of the whole entire recording. See right here? So this is what I came up with. And ignore the fire cracking sound. That fire cracking sound, like literally a fireplace. I downloaded the MP3 and I just threw it into here. No editing, nothing. But yeah, that's the pattern. And what I did is I added MDA degrade, which I showed in a video before. It's free to download. I'm gonna throw it down in the description below. And this is the settings that I put onto it. All right. Headroom -20, post-fade, quant. For you guys who haven't seen the previous video or don't know what this is, it's a bit crusher. This is just like a really simplified version. Next, I also slapped on a fruity reverb. The reason I did this is because I noticed that when I was in the piano roll without the reverb, it was really choppy. So the thing was, it's like you could tell that it was all chopped and the sample just didn't come out well. So the reverb kind of filled in those gaps where it stopped playing and it would fill into the next note. And next we have my favorite part of any song whenever I create is the drum pattern. One pack from Lex Luger right here, drum kit, and we also have the Shoals Lo-Fi kit, which is a kit that I showed in the previous video as well. If you guys want to check that out, it uses the kick. It uses one kick, one hat. The hat is right here, and the kick is right here, and it also uses a snare. Where is it? The dead snare. It sounds really nice. It's something I would expect a J.Cole to use. The things that it doesn't use from here is in the Lex Luger. It uses a hi-hat. Let's see. I think it's hi-hat number 5. Right? And this is just to keep it like a modern sound. So it still has that trappy feel. And what else? I think that's it. Oh, and a tambourine. It's somewhere in the percussions folder right here. Somewhere here. You'll see it. Yeah, it's this one. Alright, and I just, I'm assuming that you guys understand that I lower the volumes. Like I tag everything, I put everything to a mixer, a track, and I mess with the volume so that it's not like all blaring. Oh, and one thing I forgot to mention is that I put the swing up to like a little bit past 50%. I think it's like 53 or 54%. That's just so that the kick could have that do ga do ga, that swing effect basically. And it's also for the hi-hat, the tambourine, and the hi-hat, the lo-fi hi-hat. And here for the piano roll, I didn't mess with the accents, but for the hi-hat, for the lo-fi hi-hat, I did mess with the hi-hat. I mean the accents, or the velocity, rather. So basically, for the on beats, right, I made those the accented beats, and for the off beats, for the ands, like 1 and 2 and 3 and those and beats, I made them, I lowered the velocity, so it sounds like tss, 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 and so that it grooves a little bit more. One thing I'm actually gonna do right now is kind of mess with the beat. I'm going to make it a little bit offbeat, right? just a tad bit. So that nice accent kind of still makes it have that nice groove, and it makes it even more realistic. I'll see later if it doesn't fit in, but you know, I'm not trying to edit too much of the song because I kind of liked how it was. And then here we have the trap hi-hat. I just faded it away. Made it fade away. Sorry, with the velocity. I didn't want to bother with the delay. You might be wondering, well, how did you get that effect if you have the swing knob on? You get to individually control for every instrument you have on here the swing. So if I did want it to swing, I just throw that knob up. But then it sounds really funky because it's trying to swing like triplet notes or sextuplet notes, sixlets, whatever they're called. 16th notes. Sorry. It's trying to swing those, so it sounds really weird. So I just threw it all the way down and kept the modern sound of a trap hi-hat. The last thing we have is just a 2 and 4 on the snare Dilla snare, sorry. Something I forgot to mention. For this hi-hat, I actually did do something with the fine pitch. As you can see, I made it go down all the way until the 5th bar, the end of the 4th bar, right? Start of the 5th bar. And then I made it go all the way back up. It adds a small, subtle effect. You might not notice it in the song unless you really, really paid attention, but I like adding small effects like that. It's like... Alright, so then we have the drum pattern complete. Next pattern is Y. I called it Y, I don't know why. But here we are. It's an omnisphere. So we have here this omnisphere instrument, right? It's called Big Boomer, Atmo. But you can find it in impacts and hits. And you got Big Boomers, obviously. And I think it's in Ambient. And then here it is, the very first one. And this is what it sounds like by itself. Or the next thing I actually worked on, despite the order that it's in, is this instrument right here. This is found in Bells and Vibes. It's called Ambient Cathedral Drops, right? So then I drew those notes. I thought about it. I was like, how about I make something reversed and sound like ambient, something that can create like an atmosphere within the song. So what I did was I wanted to reverse it. I knew that, but I didn't want to reverse it and have it end up playing backwards per se. So I was like, okay, so let me go to Tools and flip it so that when I do reverse it, it ends up playing the way that I would want it to. So then I reversed it, I added it to the track, or I hit record, sorry. Then I went here to this recording, rendered a WAV file, and then I would click full pattern, or full song, sorry. And essentially this is what I had, but it didn't look exactly like this, because remember I still haven't reversed it yet. All I've done is put it into a WAV file. So once I had recorded it into a WAV file, I put that recording onto track 3, as you can see right here. And I put 3 effects on it. I put a Fruity Love filter, a Paramedic EQ, and a Sound Goodizer, right? You can see that they're off, and I'll explain why. Once I put those things on there, I went into here, and then I made sure that it was reversed, right? I clicked this button, and that's how you make sure it's reversed. Then, what I did was, I went back into the mixer, went to track 3, hit record again, went to this recording, did the same exact process, and then this is what I got. Now the last thing that I did to it was I double clicked it yet again and I clicked normalize, so it's just a little bit louder. Here's the final product and what it sounds like. So what we have next is the 808. I got the 808 from Nexus. It's just their basic sign. Put it onto track 4 immediately just so that I can control the volume. So these are the notes. Basically, that's the whole entire song. Again, the firecracking really adds like that ambience that I'm looking for. But anyways, let's move on to structuring. Basically, I just added an 8-bar intro with the fire. Alright, and then I just put in I throw in every single instrument. And then after this many bars of the 808, I take it out, along with taking out the atmospheric type sound and this hit. And it's basically just drum pattern into firecracking. And then at the end, I give 8 more bars of with the 808, and then towards the end I take out the 808 and it's just the atmospheric type sounds, the ambience, and the drums and the actual piano with the firecracking, and then it's just a piano at the end. So that's my structuring. It's really a simplistic song, but a J. Cole beat isn't really that busy in a sense. It just does like have a little bit more creativity. Like I know that for a fact I'm not as good as the producer that creates for J. Cole, but this is essentially that type of feel that I was going for, that nice, smooth, grooving type beat. And it's not too bad in my opinion. But yeah, that's the structuring. And it's about 3 minutes and whatever seconds if you include the fire. I really like the ending with the fire in the end. I don't know. It's just my taste. Let's see if there's any other effects I haven't gone through. Oh, this is for the hits and impacts sound. I added a parametric EQ because it was literally like a ton of bass and it just made it sound too much. It sounded like a monster was roaring in the background. So yeah, that's essentially it. There's nothing else really. So next I'm gonna move on to the mixing. I made sure everything was about or under -12 decibels or dB. This is a nice spot for me that I think because it gives me a lot of headroom to master later. So essentially, I just wanted to make sure that the piano had stuck out. Not so much that it drowned everything out, of course, and I also made sure that the drums did play out a little bit more because I felt like the drums just sounded better if they were the ones that were really sticking out. Everything else other than the piano and the drums were just accents or to create atmosphere. So those I made sure to keep down just so that they really accompanied the piece and not really acted on their own, if that makes any sense. Lastly, as you do all of this, just make sure that everything is level within each other and understand that you want to keep the volume at a relatively low place. Like I said, around -12 decibels is perfect because it gives you enough headroom to work on mastering the song later. Then we have the open hi-hat. Oh, that's one thing I forgot to explain. The open hi-hat. Let's see. Oh, real quick. The open hi-hat doesn't have any effects on it. Oh, yes, it does. It has the MDA degrade. This is what it looks like. And this is what it sounds like. So it's basically like every 2 bars. So that's literally the whole entire mix. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I really hope that you learned something and that you liked the song. I'm gonna go ahead and play it for you at the end of this video. First, I want to shout out to everyone. I want to shout out my Patron channel. My Patron channel is a place where you can come to support my work, what I'm doing. I'm trying to build a family, a community here, and I need your support. I honestly can't do this alone. I don't have an income to, upgrade my equipment so that I can make better music. I don't have any of this stuff, and I really, really find this to be my huge passion, like my one and only. I've been doing music since I was 2 years old, and I really appreciate being able to have the opportunity to share my knowledge with you guys and really have a fun community. And one of the great things about Patreon is that it lets me give rewards to those who are supporting me. So one of the rewards is actually to get exclusive access to the Discord chat for our community, OMF Beats, and where you get to connect with me, you get to talk with me, you get to connect and network and share your work, get feedback amongst everyone else that's a member, everyone else that's connected in the Discord. And my goal is to get at least 100 people in that room, just 100 people, and just basically, I mean, like, I don't want it cluttered, right? So eventually I might move on to like some sort of different platform, but I really want to fill that room up as much as I can so we can get a whole family into there and, just basically have like a huge networking party and talk to some of the people, share ideas and all that stuff. And I think it would be really cool if we can get to that, if we can reach that goal. But yeah, if you guys love this video, drop a like. If you have any questions, if you have any suggestions that I should have done, anything else I might have added, or you might have wanted me to add but I forgot, or anything I haven't explained yet, drop a comment below, ask away, create a conversation. I want to hear your conversation. I want to jump into these conversations. And give this video a share if you want a buddy to see this, or if you want him, or if you know someone that produces music and you think they might like it. Go ahead and give this video a share. thanks again, guys, for tuning in, and I'll be creating another video soon of creating, whatever type beat that I might feel next. Or if you guys, again, if you have any suggestions of a beat you want me to make, I'm all ears. All right. So thanks for tuning in, and roll the song in 3, 2, 1.